Welcome once again to Elections on My Plate. Coming to you this time from the beautiful but complex state of Manipur. Like so many small states in the northeast region, Manipur's politics too has been beset by defections, chronic instability, and yes, the shadow of violence. Will 2022 be any different? Can either the ruling BJP or the opposition Congress actually get a majority, or will one of the smaller parties play the role of kingmaker? And how does Manipur emerge out of the poverty trap in a state with a very low per capita income? And crucially, can the divides and simmering conflict between the Imphal Valley and the Naga Kuki tribal districts be really resolved? Lots of questions blowing in the wind. Let's try and get some answers. Join me on Elections on My Plate. Now the sun rises early here in Manipur, as do its people. And remember, sports is an integral part of a society that has thrown up multiple Olympic champions. So we are starting our day by trying to get a sense. Does sports and politics really ever mix? Let's find out. Hello everybody, good morning. How are you? All up early in the morning. What time do you all wake up in Manipur?
Yeah, we normally wake up around 5.
5 a.m.
5 is a good time to, walk around and keep
yourself fit.
Yeah.
That's how you all become Olympic champions in Manipur, right?
Yeah.
By getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning. I must ask you, what's going to happen in the elections of Manipur?
You know that BJP is more in, previously they are in power. So it seems they are more in stronger.
They're stronger at the moment.
Yeah.
जो सब लोग स्टूडेंट और सब युग लोग बहुत होशियार हो गया
होशियार हो गया तो क्या करेगा
स्मार्ट हो गया एक्चुअली हम लोग अभी पैसा में नहीं जाएगा
पैसा में नहीं
खिलाने में नहीं जाएगा अभी जो हम लोग उसका एजेंडा में होगा
सबसे बड़ा इशू क्या है
सबसे बड़ा इशू आर्म फोर्सेस स्पेशल पावर है
you want it removed you want Armed Special Powers Act removed
हम लोग रिमूव करना चाहिए
ये बताओ इलेक्शन में क्या होगा
इलेक्शन में
कौन
इलेक्शन में तो
बीजेपी है क्यों
बीजेपी तो पूरा मणिपुर तो थोड़ा चेंजिंग कर रहा है
क्या किया है 5 साल में
5 साल भी तो बनाता है जो रास्ते बनता है और ये यहाँ पे कोई जगह में
I think it will be more not majority but some party will be a coalition government. This is what I feel.
What is your favorite sport?
Wushu.
Huh?
Wushu.
Wushu?
Wushu.
Wushu? You're all Wushu sport. What is Wushu? A martial arts?
Yeah.
Ah, very good. What time do you wake up, young girl?
5:30.
What is the main issue in Manipur this time?
Main issue, border issue,
AFSPA.
Armed Forces Special for Act.
You want it removed?
Yeah, of course.
People want the armed forces.
Yeah, absolutely. नेशनल टीवी यहाँ पे आए और यहाँ कुछ इंटरव्यू ले रहा है ना तो बहुत अच्छा हुआ क्योंकि यहाँ नेशनल टीवी का भी कोई नामो निशान नहीं यहाँ पे मेरा हिसाब से
तो आपको अच्छा लगता है कि हम लोग यहाँ आए हैं
वेरी फाइन कुछ
What is the best thing? मेरा प्रोग्राम है इलेक्शंस ऑन माय प्लेट खाने के लिए बेस्ट क्या है मणिपुर में
करी वगैरह
फिश करी राइस
आप जब भी मतलब टाइम मिलने से मेरे घर पे आ जाना
अरे थैंक यू
सर
थैंक यू
इनवाइट कर लेंगे उसके
थैंक यू फॉर योर इनविटेशन मणिपुर इज वेरी हॉस्पिटेबल थैंक यू बाय Congress, BJP, NPP, JDU.
I am not depend upon the party.
You are not doing on party. You will focus on candidate.
Good candidate.
Important point. In Manipur, people tend to vote for candidates, not so much for the parties, right?
Yes.
That's what you are saying. Fit है तुम? कौन सा sport खेलता है?
ये एक्सप्लोर हैंडबॉल खेलता है.
Handball. अरे क्या? Very good. All the best.
Thank you.
अच्छा कैसा है आप?
अरे कुछ नहीं है 80 उम्र हो गया
80 उम्र का है?
उम्र 82
82 है? तुम तो बहुत फिट है 82 के लिए. This is a very good way of living life. 8 o'clock dinner, 9 o'clock go to sleep, 4 I'm up and ready. Chalo, let's do. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo! अरे बाप रे 8 oh 10 oh bus fit 82-year-old versus 57-year-old he has won the battle I'm not fit
ठीक है
wake up at 4 o'clock secret to fitness bye sir Now, while Manipur's politics has been marred by endless deal-making, its civil society is very vibrant. Journalists, human rights activists, filmmakers have often challenged the establishment. So what are the challenges that they are facing in 2022? Let's find out over a classic Manipuri brunch. Good morning. Good morning, guys. How are you? Morning. Morning. What do you say in Manipuri for good morning?
No, we have a popular greeting which is Chaksharbra or no Bra.
Okay, lovely.
Chaksharbra is have you eaten rice?
Have you eaten rice?
That's a greeting. Yeah.
Well, Pradeep Fanjubam is the editor of the Imphal Review of Arts and Books. I'm joined by Kishore Chand Wangkem, who is a journalist, made the news because he's been twice arrested by this government under the NSA for Facebook posts. And I'm joined by Grace Jajo, who's a journalist and activist. Thank you all very much for joining me here. Wonderful to have you on the show. First of all, let's find out where's the rice. This is the rice kheer, huh?
This is rice.
So early morning, black rice kheer. You start early morning brunch. Grace, the big issue for you in this election?
I think this is going to be a very refreshing and interesting election because the tribals are coming together as one across our ethnic divides. We are 34 tribes in the state and like broadly divided into Kukis and Nagas. But this is the first time that we are coming together after 2.5 decades on the new HAC ADC Bill 2021.
So 40 seats are in the Imphal Valley and 20 are in the tribal areas. You all want much more empowerment, financial powers, political power. I must ask you, Kishore, what is for you the biggest issue? You've been arrested twice as I introduced you by this government for your Facebook posts and writings. Is that what troubles you, that there isn't enough freedom of speech in a way in Manipur?
Exactly. The most important issue of this election will be, attack on the liberties, attack on the freedom of speech.
You know, it's a poor state, low per capita income, but the politicians seem very rich.
That's right, because all the money is going into their pocket. And
is that a big issue, corruption?
It is a reality. But,
it's a reality, corruption.
But it's normalized. People think, because of your position, you're rich.
Gun power is an issue in the hill districts, that the militants are used by the parties at election time.
Yes.
Right? Whether
yes.
Kuki or Naga militants are used at election time to win elections.
I'm sure it's used in a different manner in the valley also.
There was a year when the militants banned the elections here, but people came out and there were bomb blasts everywhere. Still people came out. So the militant factor is not so strong in the valley.
What do you think are the critical issues to take Manipur out of the poverty trap? Jobs, better education, healthcare?
Healthcare, yes.
Not there at the moment?
It's not moving. I'm not saying it's not there, but it is, constant now. It's not, moving upward.
But, there's another thing that we are anticipating in the upcoming election. That is, how would the government, this present government, play out in the hills? Would they be indifferent to the proxy culture which is happening in the hills? Or will they really try to bring in a fair election, free and fair election? Or will they just be indifferent? Because if they are being indifferent, they are allowing the militants to manipulate the elections in the hills.
Let me just put some perspective correction to what Grace is saying.
Yes.
That we have 40 seats and 20 in the hills. But the 40 seats are not reserved for the Métis. These are general seats which can be contested, voted for by everybody in the hills. Those 20 seats are reserved for the tribals.
Am I going to sense a tribal versus
that's
Metai divide here?
That's the reason why we keep saying let's have the delimitation exercise. Let a third party come in and have the delimitation exercise.
Is the BJP the rising force of the Northeast and in Manipur in particular? How have they become so powerful suddenly?
It's going to be very tough fight for the BJP, and then of course the rise of the Congress again is very much possible. And of course there is this third party, the NPP, which may be playing a very crucial role in the formation of next
Interesting.
government.
Conrad Sangma's NPP is an ally of the BJP
earlier,
in Meghalaya, in Delhi, but here in Manipur is fighting against.
They are fighting. They are, squabbling. They are, blaming each other that the coalition dharma was not respected.
Conrad Sangma's party could be a kingmaker.
A kingmaker, because there is a possibility that even the deputy chief minister, who is from the NPP, may even ask for the chief ministerial berth if they have the number.
Final word to all three of you, starting with you. Who's going to win the election? Should I be asking you? What do you think is going to happen on the 10th of March?
It is going to be, as Tamil Pradeep have already mentioned, that it is going to be a hung assembly.
Grace?
We are hoping that the Congress will come back as a majority again. Hoping.
That's a tribal viewpoint there from the tribal areas. Yes, Pradeep?
I think as a ruling party, BJP is going to be strong. But because of sudden developments, I think that hung assembly is a very, very big reality before us. Yeah.
Hung assembly means, as I keep saying, the battle will be fought in the Raj Bhavan, and money power, among other things, could play a role in Manipur. You've given us a sense of the politics, now the food. The rice kheer and the pakoras. I've got to try some pork as well. I'm going to try my fish as well. Program's called Elections on My Plate. But thank you very much. It's been very educative. Let's now go and hit the road, listen to more voices.
Congress Party no! Hemo Chandra no! Congress Party no! Hemo Chandra no!
Our first political pit stop here in Imphal is to catch up with the Congress working president, Hemachandra Singh. Now remember, the Congress was once the dominant party of the Northeast. Today it's in power in no state in the area. In Manipur, in fact, in 2017, the Congress got the single largest seats, 28 out of 60, but lost out to the BJP in the post-poll wheeling dealing. Now, 5 years later, does the Congress have a strategy? Let's find out. How are you, Chief?
Thank you, Rajdeep. Thanks.
Door-to-door campaigning.
Yes, absolutely.
Manipur style.
This is Manipur style, very unique in the country.
Well, tell me one thing. Would I be right in saying for the Congress, this election is a battle for survival? You have to win somehow.
Oh yes, I think in a way this is a very crucial election for us. And also at the same time for reinforcement and revival.
The feeling is the BJP today, being in power in Delhi, now controls the Northeast as well.
This whole concept of imposing things in the country, and to be more particularly in the Northeast and in Manipur, I think this concept has to go. And that is going to begin with...
You're saying Manipur will not accept rule from Delhi?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. In the sense, not rule from Delhi. It's a federal structure.
What's the key issue in this election? The BJP claims they brought peace and stability to Manipur.
No, it's just a reverse, as I've said. I think peace and stability was brought by us. In fact,
during your reign there were buns, there were blockades, there were charges of extrajudicial killings.
No, that was a phase. See, that was a phase of I think, a polity of an administration where we had issues.
You know, the smaller parties, many believe, could play a decisive role in this election because post-poll, Conrad Sangma's NPP could go with the BJP. You could have JDU going with the BJP. Congress will lose out again. Do you have a strategy for the smaller parties? Why will they come to the Congress? They'll go to the BJP.
See, Rasim, it's all about, I think, it has come to such a boil now. The sheer arrogance of the BJP showing very scant, I think, you can say very scant respect and, I should say, gratitude to these smaller parties through which they were doing the piggyback riding for all this time.
So you're saying the smaller parties today fear the BJP
Absolutely.
and therefore will turn to the Congress?
Absolutely.
Including Conrad Sangma.
It's not even about the Congress. It is about survival.
Isn't it true the Congress is a divided house?
No, not at all. Not at all now. Of course, you could say that when the MLAs were leaving us, when they were being poached.
There's fish here.
Yeah, there's fish. Yeah.
The small fish.
We eat a lot of small fish.
You eat a lot of the small fish.
There's fresh fish. This is all like this is our staple.
Basically, in Manipur, politics is fishy business. Right?
You could say that.
You could say that. You want to try some fish?
No. I think
I shouldn't try it now?
I don't
It's
want
called election on my plate. Good. Well, I wish you well.
Thank you.
I hope that you are, at the end of the election, able to have the fish of your choice.
Thank you, Rajdeep.
That you net the big fish this time.
Let's hope so.
All the best.
Thank
Thanks.
You. Thank you.
Hemo Chandrano, Congress Party no. Hemo Chandrano, Congress Party no.
How are you?
Fine, I'm fine, sir. I haven't expected you will come like this, sir.
You didn't expect I'm coming, but I'll come.
Yeah, thank you very much. Welcome.
What do? You have a repair shop?
Yeah, no. Just I'm doing the water, no? Just water.
You're cleaning the water. Area is very badly, infrastructure is all collapsing.
I see, last year,
This is the Imphal West constituency where Brinda is contesting. Just look at the manner in which open drains. This is one of the poorer areas of Imphal. One of the candidates of the JDU who is attracting a lot of headlines is Thaunuzam Brinda. She is a former police officer with a strong reputation for being anti-corruption, who's now contesting from this area of Imphal West. What is it that has driven you into politics? Why do you think you had to contest?
See, I faced two governments who have let down the people.
Congress and BJP.
Congress and BJP who have let down the people consistently. And being a small state, we have a very small population also. And we are under, the threat of annihilation like no other time in the history of Manipur. And if we allow this to continue as an indigenous, we do not have a survival chance at all.
How do you describe these politicians of Manipur?
Thieves and traitors. It's kleptocracy in Manipur, not democracy.
Kleptocracy in Manipur, not democracy. But can you take them on really? Do you really think that you can end this money power in Manipur?
I can. In all eras of social injustice, somebody has to get up, somebody has to lead the way, somebody has to show by example. And here I am, I have to do it for Manipur.
This is not a losing battle that you're fighting. You're fighting to win.
I am fighting to win. Because these are some of the richest people, some of the most poor people against whom I am contesting, against whom I am facing all these challenges. Why should they be scared of me if I am weak and feeble? They are scared of me, you know what took place on October 17th. Hell broke loose. They stopped my campaign. All police barricades, they couldn't stop me. Why should they be scared of me if I am weak and if I am not capable of taking on their challenge?
But what is also good, Brindaji, is to see a woman contesting because there need to be more women also in Manipur politics. I mean, women are supposed to be stronger than men in Manipur.
Certainly, it's everywhere in the world. Women have to be stronger. And in the patriarchal society that we have here, and women have been pushed at the back front, but we have been matrilineal. More women power in the forefront historically. We have been pushed at the back, but here we are to get back into power, and we have to control it.
Will we one day have a woman chief minister, you think, of Manipur?
Let's see.
Huh? Huh? You want a woman chief minister of Manipur? Huh? Definitely.
She will be the chief minister of Manipur.
It's politics is much more difficult, I guess, than policing. Or is being a policewoman more difficult? What's more difficult, being a honest policewoman in Manipur, or becoming a politician?
Everything is difficult in Manipur, but we have to take on the challenge. Somebody has to do it.
And you've decided to do this?
I have decided to do this, and I will do it.
Wish you very best, ma'am.
Thank you.
And to all your supporters, thank you. Okay, I'm cutting away from the politicians for a bit to explore once again the rich diversity of Manipur. Remember, youth and women are playing an increasingly important role in every election, and Manipur is no different, which is why my travels have brought me here to the Manipur University campus in Imphal. Let's find out, what do the young really want at the moment? Come with me. David, how How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Kurumzari.
Kurumzari, welcome.
Yeah, yes, welcome to Manipur, sir. Especially welcome to Manipur University.
Thank you so much, because David, I can tell you, is doing a very interesting PhD on the culture of music in Manipur. And what would Manipur be without its culture? Hello, everybody. How are y'all? Good to see you. I like your hairstyle. Good to see you. Come, David. Why don't you also join the rest? Come. Elections are coming. Many of you are first-time voters, right? Here in Manipur, at least. What is the biggest issue? What is it that the young want from politicians, from your government? What do you want? Yes.
It's an open secret in Manipur that the candidates are picked out by insurgency groups. And there are many sensible people who do not even want to bother with elections because we know that our votes don't count. So as long as the insurgency groups meddle with electoral politics, we are going nowhere. And democracy is only in theory here.
Democracy is only in theory. That's a very big statement. You agree with that? How many of you agree with that? Democracy only in theory?
We do.
Yes?
We do agree, sir.
Why? Because of insurgency group? Because of money, power? What is it?
Yeah, because of money power, muscle power, everything, sir.
Is that how you feel in Manipur, that you will have to leave Manipur if you want to make a life, a career?
In Manipur, like something, if we didn't have money, then we won't be able to get job.
No jobs?
Yeah.
No jobs here for the young? What do you want to do?
Actually, I want to stay in Manipur and make a change here instead of going out to other places where everything is already settled.
So you're going to stay on here and fight?
We will try our best.
This is the only place in the whole country where a university is, the army has occupied the university. This is the only place in the country. So talking about democracy when gun is surrounded in front of you, I think it is totally a nonsense. So
very interesting. You're saying the rule of the gun. Yes. Yeah, you agree with that, okay?
First, as a Manipuri, first of all, and as an Indian, right now, what I want is that this country to be inclusive in nature. With this present government, it's very much exclusive in nature, and we do not support this kind of the politics or this kind of the ideas.
I want a socialist country where everyone is treated as equal, where everyone has an opportunity to, express and explore their creativity. That is not happening in our country, and that is a sad reality for us.
Interesting. This almost seems like I'm in JNU. Manipur campus, very left-wing, is it? Huh? But many of you, if I were to ask you what your ambitions are, what are your dreams, what is it that you want to achieve in life, what would you say? What would you want to do with your life?
Perhaps be more of humane and me more of, as my friend have said, more inclusive.
You want a more inclusive Manipur?
Yes.
A more inclusive India?
Yes.
In the campus, are you divided? Are you all Metais or?
No, sir, we are all mixed.
Yes.
In my point of view, it is totally divided in the campus. Because
Your campus is divided between Nagas, Kukis, Metis?
See, this campus is not, outside the reality of Manipur society.
You don't believe in trust your politicians?
Yeah, I don't trust them. because they are doing politics based on religions too here.
I met this police officer, Brinda, just now, who's contesting the election. Do you want more women contesting elections or not?
Yes, of course, not just in Manipur, but even in the Indian context. There are so few women in parliament and in state legislatures everywhere. So women empowerment being an issue in this day and age everywhere in the world, the parliament and the politics as assemblies are one of the most important platforms that women should come up in. So more power to women.
The reason that the youth of this state itself is going out to study or looking for a job is that the Manipur itself is having lots of the problems. For example, in relation to the presence of the Assam Rifles in many of the areas of this state itself, where there is the APSPA also is being implemented on it.
What is the best thing about being in Manipur?
It's our home.
It's our home.
It's our home, and the climatic condition, as you all must have felt.
Best thing about being in Manipur?
It's sports, sir. Sports.
Sports. I was waiting for someone to say that. Who's your favorite sportsman or sportswoman? Mary Kom passed out of this university, right?
Mirabai, sir.
Mirabai Chanu's your favorite?
Yeah.
Okay, you're a weightlifter. Do you feel that the media does not cover Manipur or the Northeast enough? Yes. You feel that the media doesn't do justice to you?
all we see about Manipur is the Armed Forces Special Act or insurgency, or they do not focus on the good sides of Manipur.
We are so diverse, as some of my friends have already pointed out, that we are an ecosystem of our own, but then India is also reflective of what Manipur community is.
Right. So to understand India, you have to understand Manipur.
Yes.
Wonderful talking to all of you, because I know that you are the future, hopefully, of Manipur, and I hope you can build a more inclusive society. I hope that you can take everyone along, the Nagas, the Kukis, the Meiteis, all of you can work together and build a better Manipur. All the very best. And do go and vote. Let's go and meet the women now of Manipur.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Wow, wonderful, well done, beautiful. Now you can't come to Imphal and not visit the Maokaithal Market in the heart of the city, because this is a unique market, an all-women's market that has been around for almost 500 years. The women trade in all kinds of products right through the day, and it is a reminder, in a sense, of the important role that women have played in the public life and public spaces of Manipur. How are you? Remember, Manipur is the handloom capital of the Northeast. So you'll get lots of handloom, well-crafted, embroidered stuff here in the market. How is business?
Good.
Good?
Good, yeah, well.
Doing good?
Running well, yeah.
Are women better businessmen than men?
Stronger than men.
Women are stronger than men. Women are stronger than men. Good to hear that. How much does she make in a month?
Sometimes it's like the business goes very well. Sometimes like in a day they earn like up to 5,000, 6,000 per day.
Per day?
Yeah, and sometimes they don't even sell anything.
Remember, Manipur has one of the lowest per capita incomes in the country, certainly the lowest in the Northeast, estimated at around 80 to 90,000 rupees. So subsistence is often the basis for markets like this. तुम्हारा business कैसा चल रहा है?
Business कमाई तो रुके, पोजोन कमाई तो रुके.
Not good. Why?
करी मरंगी no one.
Balay re, irang tau re, corona lay re.
Corona, everything.
I keep asking people, who are stronger in Manipur, men or women?
Men empowerment की वजह से.
Women empowerment है. हाँ, Manipur में women empowerment है. Who are you going to vote for? है? Voting for? कांग्रेस, बीजेपी, एनपीपी.
हम तो बीजेपी नहीं चाहता है.
आपका बीजेपी नहीं चाहता है? क्यों?
हम तो कांग्रेस आता है.
This is the fishy corner. My God, look at the fish. All coming from the lakes and rivers around Manipur. Are nice. How are you? Oh, red snapper. Oh, he's still alive. Who are you? Fresh.
जिंदा है.
जिंदा है. Tiger जिंदा है, fish भी जिंदा है. हम tiger है, ये fish है. Okay, from fish to pots, you get everything in the Aima market. NPP, BJP. See, the election time, even the pots have preferences. BJP, NPP, Congress किधर है? Congress ये है. This is for election rally.
For hoisting flag time.
For hoisting flag. Nice, nice. Thank you, madam. You want to know about true women's empowerment? Come to the Maokaithal Market, where women are literally walking the talk. Great to see. Where are you all from? From Imphal?
Yes, we are from Imphal.
You come here often or not?
Whenever we get the chance to, we come here and eat.
Tell me, what is the best thing? I love the idea so many women around.
We are able to stand on our own feet without having to get the support of the male
population. So I've been to Delhi, I've been to south of India, but this is the best place.
That's because you've got lovely fish as well, right? You need your fish.
I think you should also get a taste of it.
How do you look at the politics of Manipur? Do you think that the politicians are doing a good job or no?
I think they need to get out of the whole politics drama and really be immersed in the family. The family, consider this politics as a family issue, affair, and then immerse themselves in.
So they need to connect to the community. They need to connect to all of you.
Much because
Otherwise, they don't come for.
Manipur is actually a community, a family.
So this is the
This is a fish.
fish
Special dish. And this is the porridge.
porridge.
Yeah, porridge.
Okay.
Veg porridge in this.
This is veg?
Your, fish curry.
Oh, this is like a fish curry.
Fish curry, yeah.
Ah.
So that's your dal.
Dal.
That's your
Dal chutney. And now, how much does this meal cost me? I need to know. How much?
She kaya plate 70. 70.
For 70 rupees, I'm getting a fish thali. I need to move to Manipur. I need to move to Manipur. A fish thali for 70 rupees. What is this now? This is a chili. This is that Morocco chili. You must try a Morocco chili. Okay, this chili, are you going to have it like this? On its own? No? Mix it?
With the rice.
With the rice.
First and otherwise,
Morocco chili.
mouth will burn.
Water! Rajdeep needs water. Morocco chili. What more can a person ask for? Fish meal. And only for 70 bucks. I like your fish curry. Smile! Smile! You have to smile! We've traveled nearly 3 hours now out of Imphal across some really bad mountain roads to come to the hill district of Ukhrul. This is the heart of Naga country. Remember, as much as 24% of Manipur's population is Naga. And this place has been a hub in the past for the NSCN-IM, the militant group. But much has changed. The Naga People's Front won 4 seats in 2017 and joined hands with the BJP to form a government. And the NSCN-IM too has slowly moved away from here. The big question, of course, do the anxieties and antagonisms between the hills and the plains still remain? And what of the Naga identity? Come with me.
Take your time and then walk up.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing good, Rajdeep.
Good
How
to
are
see you. Yes,
good to see you too.
I've had to come all the way to Ukhrul to catch you.
I know, taking so much trouble.
No. The president of the Naga People's Front, Mr. Bugnau Shang, because in a sense, the NPF is a key player. You're contesting 10 seats.
Yes.
But many believe that you hold the key to power. Last time you tied up with the BJP.
Yes.
Are you still going to ally with the BJP after the election?
We will definitely be the kingmaker.
You'll be the kingmaker.
In Manipur State Assembly.
But you have now tied up with the BJP. You were part of the government.
Yes.
And many believe that parties like you all, as you said, want a share of the power. And thereby you have lost all that militant zeal that was there is all gone.
It is not like that. We are here for everyone.
You don't support Mr. Mulba?
They are different organization. We are a political party registered and recognized by the Election Commission of India.
You have no links with any of these insurgent groups? In election time, I am told that you are seeking their support or not?
No.
You don't want their support?
Yeah, our critics may say here and there, this thing, that, and all. But that is a different story.
You want more autonomy for the hill regions of Manipur, am I correct?
That is, at this point of time, that is the core issue. The ADC Bill 2021 was proposed. It was not tabled in the assembly. Tribals are not happy for that only.
Do you believe that the hill regions have been discriminated by the Imphal Valley?
Absolutely true, absolutely. The health infrastructure is not there. school infrastructures, educational facilities, no teachers in almost all the government primary schools up to higher secondary school.
But you are now in power. You should have been able to do all this in the last 5 years.
The issue of discrimination crop up. Though we are in the coalition, we are minority. We have just 4 MLA in the house.
What is it that you believe is the biggest challenge?
Economic disparity. The motto of the Naga People's Front is Fide non armis. By faith, not by arms. So this party is for peaceful resolutions of any issue.
So all issues to be peacefully resolved.
Not by arms.
No arms anymore.
No arms, no arms.
Thanks very much for joining me.
Okay.
Stay well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ayo, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, sir.
Good. Good to meet a student activist here in Ukhrul. You tell me, elections are coming.
Yes.
What's the big issue? What is the feeling among the people here?
So, the people are trying to elect the best candidate from the best political party.
So it's about candidates, not about the party. The candidate matters more.
Yes. If I want to apply for government job, then I have to bribe. Like 15 to 20 lakhs I have to bribe in order to get the job in Manipur. I thought sometimes the government of India has forgotten this area.
Has forgotten Ukhrul?
Yeah, forgotten this area, totally neglected this area. Because there is a fun disparity between here and there is. The development between here and there cannot be compared.
Is there anger? Because this used to be a hub for militants. NSC and IM and all. Groups like that.
The peoples of Ukhrul district, we support the NSNIM openly. We are supporting the NSNIM.
Openly?
Yes, sir.
You support NSC and IM?
Yes, openly we are supporting NSNIM. And we are supporting...
but it's a militant group.
We don't think it's a militant group, sir.
What is it then?
They are national workers.
Now, if there is one thing that unites the hills and the plains of Manipur, it is football. In fact, Somato Saiza, the candidate of the BJP from Ukhrul, is a former national player, right? Who's your favorite footballer?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yes, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Messi.
Messi?
Yes. Messi.
I thought one of you will say Somato Saiza.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. What about you, sir?
Very well.
Yeah.
You're a young footballer?
Yeah.
Young people in here, do they want to go out and play football or play here itself in Manipur?
When it comes to our rainy season, okay, we don't have to play a football because the ground is not good.
So if Somato Saiza gets elected, make sure that he at least gives you a proper football ground.
Yeah, I hope so. Let's hope for the best.
You've come to the local hospital here. I'm told there's only one hospital. How are the facilities?
Facilities are not good here. No equipment like X-ray and this blood bank. All these things are not available here.
There's no blood bank, no X-ray, nothing.
Nothing here.
What is your main issue here in Ukhrul? What is your main problem?
We don't have a proper school.
Tell me, what is the biggest problem in Ukhrul?
Especially water scarcity.
So you don't get proper drinking water?
1 or 2 days in a week.
The biggest difficulty that I face as I'm an entrepreneur, I face a lot of banking problem, and I face a lot of
banking problems.
Yeah, banking problems.
By the way, we couldn't find a single ATM in the entire town. It's a huge problem.
And electricity problem.
Electricity. Someone told me water comes only 2 days a week. You're telling me electricity. Electricity goes off?
Goes off from time to time.
You're a musician?
Yeah.
Where do you play?
We have a band called Not Funny.
Are there not enough opportunities for young people in Ukhrul?
Not only job, but like and even that startup, it's very hard to get a startup job here.
So Startup India, but Ukhrul doesn't have a startup.
Yes, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to play for me right here. Wow, fantastic. Go for it. This is what I like.
Yeah.
Ah. Nice. Infrastructure may be poor. Hospitals may not be there. Schools may not be there. Music lives on. Okay, great. On the road.
Is watching. All the world they're scared. Even when the world have faded out, these feelings I can bear. And I know that you're here. Everywhere I go, I know you're not far away. You're right here. You're right here. Everywhere I go, I know you're not far away. You're right here. You're right here.
Whoa, well done. Infrastructure in Ukhrul may be struggling, but you still can get music on the road. That's what I like.
Thank you.
Ah, fish. Here also in Ukhrul, but I can tell you it all comes from Imphal because this is the land of pork. So when you're in Ukhrul, you can't miss a slow-cooked pork curry. Come with me. Ah, food in. It's cold. You need slow-cooked pork curry to warm you up. Okay, while my slow-cooked pork is being cooked, I've met a group of teachers here in the restaurant. How are you all? Muringbari, how are you? Oh, good. Good to see you all here in Ukhrul. I must ask you, what is the biggest issue, concern that you have? You all are a group of teachers that you have living in Ukhrul.
I got an issue that we all face, irrespective of the party, is the infrastructure. Infrastructure in the sense that road, highways, education, and then hospitals, all the basic infrastructure.
Have you ever thought of going to Imphal, going out of Ukhrul, or you like to live here?
Here only.
You want to live here only. Good, that's nice. Nice. Slow-cooked pork with rice.
And it's done taco style.
Okay, my slow-cooked pork curry, the liver entails, dal, salad, and of course some veggies and some local digestive drink. I am set for my first Thankul Naga meal. I'm going to love this. The only problem is I have another meal to go to with a very special guest who has to answer some important questions. That in Imphal. But for now, elections on my plate here in Ukhrul in true Thankul Naga style. Enjoy. Our final stop on elections on my plate here in Manipur is at the Chief Minister's residence in Imphal because N. Biren Singh has invited us for dinner. Now, 5 years ago in 2017, the BJP formed a government in Manipur for the first time. They were not the single largest party, but were able to cobble together a coalition with the help of smaller parties. It's a government that's lasted 5 years. And N. Biren Singh, who was a former footballer and a former congressman, has been able to dodge all his opponents within and outside to stay in power. The big question, of course, on the 10th of March, will he continue to captain the team? Let's go and meet the Chief Minister of Manipur. Good to see you.
I'm okay. Rajdeep.
This is your entire team, huh?
Yeah.
Team Manipur.
Team Manipur.
Team Manipur. Or Team BJP.
Team BJP.
Team BJP. Team BJP Manipur.
Sir, one line.
One line.
Nangbu asum ningsingduna leire mikupama nangbu kau kengamre.
One of your allies, Conrad Sangma is a very good guitar player.
He also says.
So I don't know whether you'll have a duet after the 10th of March again. He'll play the guitar and you'll have to sing. It'll be interesting to see that. What is the best thing about Manipur?
Our tradition.
Huh? Your tradition.
Jewel of India.
You want it as a jewel of India. Anybody else? Yes.
Manipur is naturally air conditioned.
Naturally air conditioned. Manipur is naturally. That's why the chief minister is dressed like this. I thought I was coming to a warm Manipur. Manipur is naturally air conditioned. I like that. You have a CM who's a footballer. You have a boxing champion. You have a weightlifting champion.
I must continue.
And football.
Yes, we have the cultural heritage of different community. It is just like a small India.
Manipur is like a small India. Everyone must come and visit your lovely state. Everybody, thank you. Okay, Mr. Chief Minister, we are ready for dinner. I'm going to ask you some tough questions.
Why not? Why not?
So tough questions over dinner. So that's the special Mai Tai thali that's about to come. And while you can allow the food to come in, and I'm going to give you food for thought. But I must start by asking you, Mr. Chief Minister, on the 10th of March, are you still going to be captain of Team Manipur and Team BJP?
That will be decided by the higher authority.
तो बीरेन जी ही अगर बीजेपी जीतेगा तो बीरेन जी ही बनेंगे
लग रहा है तेरे को
हाँ सेंटर फॉरवर्ड आप ही रहेंगे
लग रहा है
अच्छा लग रहा है while we are chatting you got the rice and your fish has already come politics is fishy business politics is always so you start with rice always
always with rice no could handle corona
you start with rice and some fish is it the fish curry over the rice nice but Mr. Chief Minister I have some tough questions for you.
Please.
Question number 1, jobs. There are no jobs. Where are the jobs for the young?
You see, just employment problem is everywhere in India, not only in Manipur. And those vacancies which arise, the vacant post has been filled up through various DPC and recruitment realities. But due to the COVID, we cannot out the result timely. That was the...
So you're blaming COVID for the unemployment numbers? Because these are huge numbers.
No unemployment numbers. I am blaming that we will not able to read out the results.
It is difficult. A lot of people in Manipur still live below the poverty line.
Because we don't have any resource, Manipur doesn't have any resource, any mineral resource, gas, wells, nothing is there. Even we are a dry state. So our state resource is very limited.
Every time there is a job, somebody needs to be given money if you want a job.
No, that is totally
Jobs
wrong.
are auctioned.
No, that is totally wrong here in the state of Manipur because till today we are not announced any result of the appointment.
There's a sense that you are talking about the hills but not doing enough for the people of the hills.
That was happened earlier, but during my time, during the BJP time, recently I have published one white paper showing that 45% of the total budget expended in the hills.
Why have you then not passed the Hill Autonomous Council ADC Act, which would devolve more financial powers to these to the hill regions? It is said that you are playing the Maithai card, that you are more interested in what happens in the Imphal Valley. You don't care really what happens in the hills. That is your vote bank is here.
That concept was there. That concept was earlier, but now...
Earlier meaning in the Congress government?
Before our government comes. After our government comes, go to hill missions. We start it.
What is your view? Should AFSPA remain or not?
AFSPA has to be removed.
Has to be removed?
Has to be removed.
The Chief Minister of Manipur is saying AFSPA has to be removed from Manipur. But then why is your manifesto silent on it?
No, manifesto में डालने का नहीं डालने का, it is a continuing demand of the BJP government.
You think all the chief ministers of Northeast can come together on AFSPA?
And
say no to it?
Yes, we'll say no to it. But as I told you,
yes,
we have to see the ground reality and we have to convince the center before lifting.
Not easy to convince Amit Shah.
नहीं उसको
भी convince करना पड़ेगा sir.
We have to create the ground work also.
Anyone who criticizes your government, sir, sedition cases, NSA, UAPA, come on now, you can't laugh this off. It's a serious matter. Last year, somebody put for a Facebook post, spent 45 days under NSA. Is this right?
Rajdeep, देखिए, there are more than 500 journalists in the street. No one is arrested, except 1-2. They are, continuously they are offenders.
Your BJP president passed away last year due to COVID, and one of the journalists in his Facebook post wrote that cow dung and cow urine cannot be a solution to COVID. You need to have common sense. Whatever that comment, is it worth putting someone under NSA, sir?
No.
Is it an NSA offense?
नहीं. NSA के रखने के लिए just that might be in the process of the police.
What is your first love, politics or football?
I love football.
You love football first. Your favorite player? Who's your favorite player?
My favorite player is Pele.
You're from my generation. Well done, Mr. Chief Minister. Pele. So long before the Ronaldos and Messi, there was Pele.
Yeah, Pele.
Yep. Mr. Chief Minister, this Maitai Thali is wonderful. But I have to ask you one last time. Come the 10th of March, will you once again have to go to Conrad Sangma, NPF, Raj Bhavan to form a government? Will you be the single largest party, or will the Congress be the single largest party on the 10th of March?
No, this time, Rajdeep, we'll get absolute majority and we'll form a BJP alone government.
You won't need any of these small parties, kingmakers.
No.
You don't have to ring up Conrad Sangma in the night.
No.
Sure. You don't have to go rushing to the Raj Bhavan.
No one will be required.
Okay. You seem very confident.
Yeah.
But we'll wait and see.
Because I've worked the last 5 years. Accordingly, I'm confident and confidently I'm saying it.
Okay. We'll wait and see if that happens. But thank you very much, Mr. Chief Minister. This has been truly a treat that you've given us. A Maitai classic thali.
Classic thali.
And what more can one ask for? Well, this is why Elections on My Plate is special. You can travel across this country and sample the diversity of its cuisine as well as its politicians. Who would have thought a chief minister who loves Pele and is also a pretty fine footballer? From the entire team of Elections on My Plate, Vivek, Praveen, Alok, thanks for watching. It's time now to focus on the food. Enough food for thought. Bye for now.